Sheikh Nuruddin's recipe is cranberry juice. What? Cranberry juice. Big glass of cranberry juice before you go to sleep. Men or women, works on both, right? What happens is you have to pee, and then you get up. Now you're up. Okay, you're out of the bed. You got to pee. You go out of the bed. Now you're in the bathroom. Well, there's not only the toilet, there's also the sink. And the sink has running water, alhamdulillah, in the world in which we live. That means you can make wudu. Oh, great, because you shouldn't go back to sleep, in a state of impurity. So you make wudu. Okay, now you made wudu. All right, well, good. What's the next step? Well, then, I could pray. And so suddenly you find yourself, this is a fail-safe method of getting the habit started. Easy way to do it. Because there's nobody who can tell you what it is. It's like it's quiet, unless your wife or husband is a big snorer, then you go in another room so you don't have to listen to that, and it's quiet and the whole thing is shut down and the world is sleeping. There's no horns, there's no beeping, there's no, there's nobody's calling you on the cell phone. You don't have to get on the internet, you don't have to do anything, turn on the television, you don't have to do anything. It's quiet. And then you begin to talk with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the qunut. And this begin a change in your life. The other way is through what we call through the method of sonic theology. What is sonic theology? Sonic theology is recitation of the Quran. The order of Allah, Iqra, Iqra, Iqra. Read. When you see somebody like Ibrahim is reading, it's not like everybody else reading. He reads in a different way than everybody else. How did he learn to do that? You practice. That's called sonic theology. You practice making this because you to make it his voice beautiful. And so from this, and so all of these things, and we've discussed this in other meetings, all of the sounds in the Quran, especially the open vowels ah and e and u, and also the consonant have definite physical effects on the body. Ah opens the heart, U opens the throat, E opens the concentration, gives you pleasure. And all of these are repeated, and the Quran, it looks like one thing, it looks like words, it looks like stories, it looks like things like that, but it's also a sequencing, thought out by the creator of the universe, by the way, a sequencing of sound which exercises the internal organs or bodies, the heart, the throat, the concentration, the pleasure inside the human body. And this brings, all of these things bring about a change in your being. This is the beginning of traveling. This is how spiritual traveling begins, by one thing or another of these things. Or you hear like these the burda or something like that. You on YouTube and you listen, you hear, boy, that sounds nice, and then you find a thing and you begin to sing along with it like that, and you begin doing nasheed or qasaid or like this, and again the same thing happens. It brings about a change inside of your being. So one way or another it does that. Or you come and then you begin to make the thing, because Allah has ordered us. He says in Surah Isra, in the same surah, He says, stay awake. I'm just going to the English for it. Stay awake for prayer during part of the night as a voluntary, what He calls nafilatan, a voluntary action for yourself. These are the things that cause Allah to love you. To love you. You know, if you have a husband, your husband loves you. If you have a wife, your wife loves you. If you have children, they love you. You know the difference between being loved and not loved? This is Allah loving you. How much would you give to be loved by Allah? So these are the things that you have to give. You have to give of yourself by doing these nafilah, that Allah loves you. That's what He says. And then He says, لَكَ عَسَىٰ أَنْ يَبْعَثَكَ رَبُّكَ مَقَامًا مَحْمُودًا, that it may be that Allah, or your Lord, yani in this case, your cherisher, your nourisher, your sustainer, will raise you to maqaman mahmuda, to a praiseworthy station. Yani who is Mahmud? Prophet ﷺ. He may raise you to that station. Of course, He won't raise you to that, but He will raise you to a high elevation. And then in the midst of that, He teaches you many of these things in the qunut The things like Allahumma ihdini fi man hadayt, wa afini fi man afayt, wa tawallani fi man tawallayt, wa barak li fi man atayt, and etc. These things. Oh Allah, guide me. You begin to pray these things from your heart. You're asking Allah for something. Oh Allah, guide me among those whom you have guided. Oh Allah, grant me safety among those you have granted safety. Oh Allah, take me into your charge among those you have taken into your charge. Bless me in what you have given me. Protect me from evil that you have decreed. For you alone decreed, and nothing is decreed except by you. And there is no humiliation for those whom you guard. Blessed and exalted are you, our sustainer. You begin these things, and it begins like an outward thing. You say, okay, all right, I'm going to learn this. Allahumma ihdini fima hadayt, wa afini fiman afayt. And ba'dain, after a period of time, then pretty soon these become second nature to you. Then, when they become second nature to you, then you say, well, what am I saying? What am I really saying here? Then you add the meaning to your words. And these begin to bring about a change in your being. This is how you change yourself. And when this happens, after a period of time, it doesn't know, who knows what that period of time is, you begin to hear an answer. It's very subtle at first. You begin to feel that actually what you're saying is being heard. By what is it being heard? You don't know, but it's being heard. And sometimes then a feeling begins to enter. You have to be very, very careful listening inside of your internal being. You begin to feel something coming into your heart. And then you feel that the earth is beginning to move underneath your feet. And then you feel that you're on a ship. It's called the Safinat al-Najah, the ship of safety, is beginning to move. And so your journey begins. So this is how the journey begins. One way or another, one of these ways, one of these means or another, by doing it. But again, the same thing is, you have to do it. It's not going to happen if you don't do it. Otherwise, you'll just be like those people who are sitting there, 5 times 5, okay, enough. Okay, Juma, enough, okay, Ramadan, okay, that's enough. And you're happy. And it's okay. There's nothing, alhamdulillah, there's nothing at all wrong with that. That's called following the Sharia. Everything is fine. That's the broad highway that goes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What is the tariqah? That's the HOV lane. You know, you try to go to Washington early in the morning, you're on the Sharia. That's the great big Highway 66 or whatever it is that's going like that. It's going like that. But over there on the side is that HOV lane, right? So suddenly, fast action, you know, like that. So this is what we're talking about here. And so this is, again, like I say, is Sayyid Haydar bin Amuli, Qaddasallahu Sirruhu, who says, in the first voyage, one moves towards Allah through the steps and the dwellings of the soul until it arrives at the limit of the known and manifest horizon. That's called Al-Ufuq al-Mubin, the clear horizon. This is the limit of the station of the heart, Maqam al-Qalb. It's the very doorstep. It's indeed the threshold of Asma Allah al-Husna. And the goal of this first journey in one's travels is the rendering and the tearing of the veils of plurality which hide the face of unity. Okay? Listen to this carefully. The tearing of the veils of plurality which hide the face of unity. Because only when these veils are torn can you get to see beyond the mere appearance of things as they are or as they would seem to be. Put that very simply, most people think that they are that face they see in the bathroom mirror. No, that's me. And you've been looking at it ever since you knew. I mean, do you remember the first time you looked in the mirror and you realized that was you? Like you were maybe 3 or 4 years old and you did this, and you did that, and that moved, and this moved. Everybody's going through that, you know, so that's me. Or somebody takes a picture, photograph, and they show you this photograph and say, oh, that's me. So most people, they think that's who I am. That guy I see, in my case, that guy I see in the bathroom mirror, that's me. He looks like that. He's got red hair, and now it's gotten white. You know, he used to have a red beard. The beard's got white, but you know, that's me. I know who I am. That's who I am. This is what he calls, this is the limited horizon. This is who you think you are. That's who you imagine yourself to be. That's all you can think of yourself as being. You're not more than that. You can't imagine. But as Sheikh Muhammad says, oh man, don't think you're a nothing, a limited thing. You're a universe. But you don't realize that. You don't realize that you're a universe. Oh, that's me. That guy in the mirror. That lady in the mirror. That's me. That's not you. That is the picture of you. That is the limited horizon of you. So that's what you have to go to be. So in Surah Isra, it says that, you know, what happens when this happens. Again, this is a very great surah, by the way. You know, there are many, many things. Allah says, he's talking about these people, what happens to them. He says, they fall on the ground, prostrating in tears. And this increases them in humility. So say to the people, call on Allah, or call on the All-Merciful, for whoever you call upon, the most beautiful names are His. So this is the thing of tearing the veils of plurality which hide the face of unity. In other words, you say, Huwa yuhyi wa yumit, to take two very extreme examples. These are two names of Allah. The one who gives life and the one who gives death. Same Allah. It's not two Allahs. It's not one Allah who gives you to live and another Allah who kills you. It's the same Allah. Well, you know that intellectually. I know that intellectually. We know as Muslims. I mean, other people have other ideas. That there's the bad God who kills you. There's a good God who gives you life and the bad God who kills you. And just see, whenever there's a terrible catastrophe, they say, how could God do such a thing like that? There's no, there can't be. How could you believe in God? People come and say, because they know you're religious. How could you believe in God? Look at what He did. He just killed 250 million people in a tsunami. So you're going to kill Him anyway. You know, life is a terminal disease. I tell people all the time, nobody's getting out of here alive. None of you are, nor me, none of us are getting out of here alive. So sooner or later, He's going to kill you. Just as sooner or later, He gave you life. But how to understand that? To understand that this is not two things, this is one thing. Allah raises you up. Allah puts you down. Allah gives you food and money and stuff. Allah stops it. He gives to who He wants, or He cuts it. That's Allah. The understanding is, how do you understand inside of yourself that this thing that appears to be different things is one thing? This is the understanding. And this is how it happens. So before, we lived in the world of numbers, in the world of plurality, a world of thing after thing after thing. It's like ladies, you see these ladies, they come, you know, rich ladies, you know, they come out of this thing, they got six shopping bags, 3 on each arm, you know. One's Bergdorf Goodman, one's Lord & Taylor, one's Macy's, one's Nordstrom, you know, like that. Thing after thing after thing. What did you do today? Oh, I went shopping. You know, all they're doing, getting, you know, they caught this woman who was stealing from the treasury in Washington, D.C., from the government, the city government. What was she buying? What was she buying with the money that she stole? Bags. She had over 250 designer bags. How many bags do you need? Right? 250 bags, you know, oh yeah, this is this one, that's that one, that's this one, this one's got, you know. So this is the thing, that is the world of number, the world of plurality. So then what happens, you begin to travel this, how many, you come to that understanding, how many suits can I have, how many bags can I have, how many shoes can I have, how many topis can I have, how many pens can I have, how much, how much more do you want, how much effort do you want to put of your life getting more things?